ladies and gentlemen, how you doing today? My name is Bilify, and today we are here to counter a glove. Now, which glove could that be? Why, of course it's the THOR glove! These are the awesome goobers that are going to be helping me out, checking all the counters for this glove. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. We got Sprag, Cyborg, Bio, Viewer, Carl, everybody doing the gooberness. I Essential joined in. The first counter on this list could be default. Alright, so you've been stunned, and you just use your little fart blast to get out of the stun. Yeah, default counter! As always, the rocks are going to keep you safe from anything. You could use Diamond, you could use Megarock, or you can use Custom. All three of these rocks are going to help you to stay safe. You can't be hit by something when you're in a rock. Super duper safe! So what happens if you sleep? Yo, Z counters? That's wild. That's still crazy. 3 for 3 on counters, default diamond and Zs. So what happens if you were to use brick on somebody that's getting ready to do a lightning strike? Oh, they can still do it while they're in that. So even if they are in a knockback mode, they can still use the THOR hammer. You can use Thanos. It's to save yourself, but as soon as you get struck by lightning or get blasted anywhere, just re-go back. You're still gonna have the stun effect, but it'll save you when you go off the edge. Stun would be a deterrent. As soon as they hit you, it can play kind of defense, as if they get close to you, just use stun and it will knock them out. By the time you get out of your stun, they probably will too at the same time, and it'll become like a fair fight again. So pusher can be a counter. It might be 50-50 because it can be hard to catch, but remember, they're in an animation. So as long as they're in an animation, you can push them wherever you feel, really. So it pushes them. It's better not to do it to them while they're in the middle. You're going to want to do it more towards the edge side. That's where you're going to want to catch them if you have pusher. If you use Dream, if you see them going to use their ability, can you run away in time? We got doubled there. But Dream takes away the stun effect, so in that sense itself, it is a counter. So Dream can absolutely work, not in like the escape sense, but it nullifies the stun effect. You just have to unequip and re-equip your glove after. So in Golden's ability, are you able to survive a hit and take no knockback? Alright, so for Golden's ability, let us see. You are perfectly safe, of course, as per usual with Golden's. So with the Cheeky Glove, are you going to take reduced knockback, and is the stun going to affect you while you're inside of Cheeky's ball form? So, reduced knockback and the stun effect does nothing to Cheeky. So, Cheeky is a massive counter in the sense that you're not going to go anywhere. You can get hit with a knockback even on like an edge over here, and you should still be alright. Even right there, I was able to recover. So, Cheeky can definitely be a very good counter to this. So, can a replica clone be hit by the last shockwave of THOR? No, it can't. So it actually didn't target the person using the animation. So I wonder if a replica clone will not attack somebody. As soon as they go into the animation, it stops targeting. So that's a factor with it. So replica's interesting because it's not a counter. It's just kind of interesting. Nothing real crazy. Reverse isn't gonna save you. So reverse, as soon as they go to use their ability. Oh, JK. Wow, okay. So reverse is definitely a massive counter to that. That shocked me. I was not ready for that to counter. Shukuchi, if you see them going into their lightning form, what happens if you use Shukuchi? Does it target an animation user? I don't think it does. So you can't do it when you're ragdolled. Alright, so they can use their ability. If you're a THOR user and a Shukuchi user targets you, wait till the end of the Shukuchi ability, then use your ability, and it should work out a lot better. Oh, so an interesting way that you can counter is Duelist. It's not going to be perfect, it's just going to save you from a knockback hit. As soon as you see them going to use their ability, use Duelist. So if you see them using it, use the teleport, and now you're inside this arena. I would not 1v1 the user, as they have a way better ability than you, so just kind of use it as like a knockback saver, like if you're fighting towards the edge and you know you're going to get hit off with a shockwave, then use it, but other than that, that's about it. Adios works the same way as THOR and as Recall. It's just going to be something to save you. As soon as you get hit, just use your ability. It takes a lot longer than other gloves, but it can kind of nullify that stun. By the time you get out of your ability, it takes away everything. The shockwave of THOR is not that great, so you're going to insta drop off the edge most likely, giving you really no time, so I can't really suggest Adios. I'd probably use Thanos or Recall over Adios. Now blocked, can you be hit by the shockwave? I think absolutely you can. So as I figured, blocked and buddies is not going to be helpful. So you could always conveyor them to kind of stop them from using their ability, because as soon as you hit them and they use their ability, they're going to kind of slide around uncontrollably on their end. So let's see, we got... they both went off the edge. He used it, and it takes so long for the animation that Conveyor is a massive deterrent for them not to use the ability. So I consider Conveyor like Disarm, but without taking away the glove, because they can use their ability, but it's gonna kill them. You can use Track as a deterrent glove, but Track does not target enemies when they're in their animation, so you have to do it before or after. What happens if you hit somebody in an animation with Tableflip? Okay, so it pushes them, so it's not like a counter. It's more deterrent with Track because it only gives them a little push while they're in the ability, nothing crazy. Shield won't protect you. It never does. Yep. Ping Pong, exactly like Tableflip and Track, a deterrent, not going to do much while they're in the animation, so it's a deterrent glove. Baller will not target a user in animation, so it only works for after or before. Again, like a deterrent, and again, a deterrent, I guess. Now, using Whirlwind, you can be hit by knockback. Alright, so... Oh, wow! So THOR is actually a massive counter to Whirlwind, because if a Whirlwind is in their ability and they get hit by the stun, it nullifies them and slows them down. This seems to be the case with all movement gloves, like Dream or an upgraded Killstreak. They have to unequip and re-equip their gloves for it to fix themselves, although a Killstreak cannot fix their own speed, so I don't know if it's intended right now, but when a Killstreak gets hit by this shockwave and this stun, they are slowed forever or until they hit the next tier. So Slicers, just like Baller, Ping Pong, Tableflip, and Track, deterrent glove, not for during. Now, Excavator, can you save yourself while you're being hit by a blast wave? I kind of think Excavator's gonna save us here. Yep. As soon as you see that user go into their blast wave, just hit your E ability. You'll be safe. So Excavator can be a counter. It's very clutch in that moment there. God's Hand. What happens during time stop? Are they able to use their ability? I think so. Okay, so yes, you can be hit in time stop. THOR kind of counters God's Hand in that sense. Spectator to never be hit. Ultra Instinct will not dodge a knockback, so that 50% dodge rate does nothing. Don't use Ultra. So if a redacted user uses their ability before they get sucked up, they can use the shockwave while in there. If you get the reverse present from Mitten, that works, but let's be real, that's not it. Phase is it, though. Phase will protect you from everything. Woo! Phasey, phasey, phasey. How awesome. So if you get hit and then you use your permeable, you're still slow, which is kind of odd, but oh, even after you're slow. So for phase, I would say use it beforehand, don't use it after, because you're still slowed in that stun. So phase isn't like the full counter, it's very odd. Can you bob somebody in animation form? It does not. Bob is not a counter, it is a deterrent glove. Jupiter's gonna be an awesome counter, it's a knockback reducer. It's the same thing as Cheeky. Although, you're gonna be slowed. Cheeky, you could avoid the slow, so Cheeky's a much better counter. But as soon as you get hit, look, you're not going far, you're not gonna fly off an edge. Your problem is gonna be this slow that happens after. That's the problem. So not a full counter, but it counters the shockwave. Same thing with Hybrid's yellow mode, that's gonna be the same thing as Jupiter. You could always disarm them before the fact, but we're looking for better. Can you be hit off a Larry? Oh, it kind of like took me towards the person using it. Yeah, it drags wherever you're going, it drags you towards the person that uses it. That's interesting. So I'm going to consider Rattlebones to be a counter because you cannot be hit off with a slap or by the ability, so you have the upper hand in that situation. Can Glitch be a counter or is it just a deterrent? So can they use their ability? Oh, it took him out of the glitch. Oh, but it put him back up. Interesting. So it like temporarily takes you out of it. So it won't take a user who's in their animation. But yeah, they can use that to like temporarily get out of the glitch, but it puts them back in. I mean, I guess you could say the glitch is somewhat of a deterrent glove, but I would not use it. It's not clean enough. Fish will save you from that knockback and from going off the edge, but I don't think it's gonna take away the stun effect. So you can fly back in the arena, but yes, you still have that stun. Now Voodoo. Oh, you can. You can definitely be hit by that shockwave from Voodoo. So Voodoo is not a counter. It's just that THOR and Voodoo can work together pretty well. So if a user's leashed, can they use their ability? Oh, they can. So Leash can counter, because the Thor user can't really do anything besides shockwave you and stun you. It's not a full counter, it's like 50-50, because if you're a Leash, you're trying to run to a bridge or something so that you can get the user knocked off. But when they use the ability and they stun you, it's going to slow you down so other users can catch up to you to slap you or slap whoever you're dragging. So 50-50. You can use the Kinetic Blast for a one-time tab glitch. Now Boogie's 50-50 because it works before, but if they're already in their animation, or if they stand to the outside of a Boogie, then you're still gonna get hit. This is something that it's a counter if you use it beforehand, not after. Exactly like that. Recall, like I was saying earlier, works like Adios and Thanos, but it's gonna be, I wanna say maybe the first. Like I would probably use Recall over using Thanos, and then I'd use Thanos. But as soon as you get hit, just use the Rewind, and it takes away that stun effect. So Recall's a counter in the sense that it will save you and take away the stun effect. So Psycho, can you, in the telekinesis float levitation mode, can you nullify the effects of getting hit by a shockwave? Oh! Yeah, so this hits. And they can still use that while being held by a Psycho. The Psycho can also be hit by that Thunder Shockwave, making Psycho nowhere near a counter. So counter won't use its ability, it's just gonna have like a weird ragdoll. So Rob, I don't think Rob can be affected. Rob might be a perfect counter. Yes, Rob cannot be affected. So I can comfortably give Rob a trophy as it is a top tier counter, as it not only plays defense, but it also plays a very, very good offense. Now you could go... As people say, you could go ban for ban, but you could go shockwave for shockwave with rhythm against a Thor. If you're in the middle of a Rojo ability, can you be hit by a shockwave? No. Would I classify this as a counter? I don't know. So it's just kind of there to not take knockback from each other. So I don't know how to really rate Rojo. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it for my list of counters for this awesome glove. Let me know what you thought was the craziest counter in your eyes and which ones definitely surprised you. I think my favorite is definitely reverse because it's practical in a lot of cases. So I'm gonna use reverse as my favorite. And the one that shocked me the most was phase because I didn't know that you could actually stay slowed if you used the ability after. That's wild to me. Again, massive shout out to the awesome people that are right next to me celebrating and dancing. They were awesome in helping out and getting and figuring out every single one of these gloves and their counters. Thank you so much. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that every single one of you have an amazing rest of your day or night whenever you do end up watching this, and I shall see you tomorrow for a banger in my eyes. Maybe not, who knows, we'll see, but see ya.